Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because it is on a topic that I love, organization. So I'm gonna basically be going through all of the ways that I organize my life, my iPad planner, my iPhone, what's on my iPhone, what's on my planner, how I've set up my planners, and just all of that stuff. By the way, I don't think I've given myself a little background in a while, so let me give a little backstory on who I am so you understand what we're organizing and what life we're organizing to begin with. I am 23 years old. I run a lash extension business part-time, so after 5, and then I work full-time as a digital marketing specialist, as well as I do post content on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Pinterest, as well as a podcast, all of which are linked down below. But I kind of do a lot of things, as well as I just have to manage my everyday life of like working out and feeding myself and taking care of my dog and doing just social things and just life in general. It can be a lot. So I think I've kind of mastered being able to do all of it without feeling overwhelmed at least too frequently. And this video is going to be a little peek into my mind on how I actually do all of that, while also showing you guys like the tangible things that I use and like the tools that I use and the apps that I use to do so. So yeah, okay, I think that's enough of a spiel. Let's get into my iPad. I'm not actually sure which iPad this is. I got it maybe like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, or something like that. I also have an Apple Pencil, which is like essential for this, as well as this little stand that's doubling as a keyboard. I honestly never really use the keyboard, but I like it for the stand purposes so that I can have it kind of resting. I have my vision board for 2023 on my screensaver of my iPad. So when you first open up my iPad, you'll see that I have 3 separate screens, and that is basically for the 3 categories of my life. So this first page is kind of like the generic, simple, my life overall page. This second page is more so for content creation. And then this third page is for my lash extension business, Wink and Arch. This bottom little row has tools that I use and apps that I use really frequently. So I have the YouTube app, Spotify, Canva, which is what I use to edit literally so many things, as well as where I got my daily planner, which I'll show you how I did that in a second. And then I also have my Good Notes app, which I did purchase. It's like a one-time purchase, and I think it was like $6 or something, as well as my Notes app, which I use for everything. So as you can see, I have 2 little widgets here. The one on the top left is for my vision boards. I just have it connected to my Pinterest account, which has a bunch of the pictures on my vision board, and every hour it changes, so it'll be like a new picture, and I just like seeing my vision board frequently and seeing the pictures that I've saved to that board often, as well as I have a little widget on the right hand corner, which is for my Magic of Life Pinterest board, affirmations and journal entries and, journal prompts and quotes and just meaningful things to me. And basically every hour that changes as well and updates with a new picture of something that I think is a part of the magic of life, basically. We're gonna go straight into Canva because that is how I created my daily planner, and I wanna show you guys how I did that. So first of all, you're gonna go into Canva. I have the paid for version, but I don't think that you need that necessarily. I do think a lot of the planners will also be on the free version. So I just search planner or digital planner or daily planner or whatever it is that you want specifically, and a bunch of templates will come up. So this is one that I used. If you look right here on the second row on the right, but you could literally use any of these. You guys get the gist. There's just so many options that you can go into, and then you can also edit them. So let's say I really like this one, which I do. It's actually really pretty. Then you can go in and you can basically fill in everything that you want it to say. So instead, let's say you don't want it to say daily big 3, you want it to say gratitude. You can just fill that in, and then it says the 3 things that you're grateful for that day, right? You can make the tweaks however you like. Then what I would do is I would download the actual file, which is just at that top right corner. It's the arrow that's pointing down. Once it's saved, it'll go into your photos, and then that's when you would go into Good Notes, which is right here, and you would basically, okay, Good Notes, cooperate please, I'm trying to show you off. You basically would click on New, and then you would select that image on your, in your photo album, and it'll just put it into this app. Good Notes, I think you can use up to 2 files for free, but after that you have to pay for it. So that's why I paid for it, because I wanted to add another file, so I figured I would just buy the whole thing. So this is my weekly planner, and I basically go through at the end of a week or at the beginning of a week, and I'll just fill it in for the next week. And you can literally draw on here so easily. Like let's say I zoom in and I write, "Hi guys." You can just right there, you can erase things, you can just highlight stuff. You can do so much in this app and I really, really like it. It's honestly the only app that I found that I enjoy writing with. All the other apps just kind of give me problems, and using it in Canva is just a headache in itself because you have to like lock all of the icons and then draw on top of it. Otherwise everything's moving all the time, and just for the sake of my sanity, I like to have something super, super easy to use. Otherwise I won't use it, which is why I've set it up this way. So if we go into my daily planner, that's where I have all of my daily tasks that I want to get done, my priorities of the day. You can even have your water intake, which is something that I have on mine because I try and drink enough water, and it's literally 4 p.m. and please look at the amount of drink. Like, what is that? But it's fine. I'm not gonna be mad about it. I'm just gonna catch up with my tea later tonight, and I'll have a lot of water throughout my appointments. But basically I just have like my daily planner in here. And the way that I set this up is I have gone through and made things that are gonna stay in here for every single day. So for example, rise and journal with the little heart, I never erase. Get ready and get ready and eat, I never erase. Lunch, energizing walk, and Pilates, I never erase. Wind down, bedtime, tea, and iron, I also never erase. So those are like my standard daily things that I will always do, and then everything else gets filled in, and I erase obviously the check marks every single day, and I change obviously my lunch and dinner plans every single day. I struggle to eat proper meals 3 times a day, so having a lunch and dinner plan really helps me not feel like annoyed when dinner time comes and I don't know what I want. I have an idea usually of what I'm gonna eat that day, which is really helpful. Then the next little image that I have is for my content planner. And now I'm gonna go into my notes app. If you go into my notes app, I have a bunch of different folders. I like to organize things very specifically because then I find that they're easier to use. So for example, I have journal prompts in here. I've kind of gone over my notes app in my what's on my iPhone video, which this is a new iPhone, so I do have a new little setup on it, which is why I'm going to show you guys in this video as well. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love organizing things in my notes app, and I love making lists. So as you can see, all 329 of them are happily homed in the notes app. That's what I use for basically all of my thoughts and just like organizing my brain, because otherwise it would be utter chaos. I do want to show you guys my Pinterest board because it just is satisfying to me, and it's just like another one of those places that's super organized. So I'm gonna go into my, by the way, if you're curious, this is my Pinterest account. It's X Erin Davis X. That's my name on all of my platforms, so you can find me there. But these are all of my Pinterest like boards. So I have my dressing my avatar, which is basically like outfits and accessories and different things for when I'm going away, like what I want to wear when I go to the UK and like the vibe of that trip, or what I want to wear when I'm home, and just like how I want to dress when I'm home, and things I want to buy if I see pieces that I like for example, I really love that leather jacket and I would love to have it. So things that I have keeping in mind, especially when I go thrifting, being able to like look back on this board and seeing what I actually want. This is my Magic of Life board that I was talking to you guys about before. So these are all of the different like boards within that board, and then as well as just a bunch of different quotes. So anyways, I just wanted to show you guys that in case you wanted to find a way that you can organize your idea, especially if you're a creative person or you just really love aesthetics and you like making things pretty. Get on Pinterest and organize different boards, because it feels so nice to go on here and be like, oh, I want to try a new makeup look today. Let me look at here. Okay, I want to do something more dramatic today. And then I can go through and like look at different funky eye looks or look at different ways of doing my makeup. And it's just so easy to find the things that you already like, and I just enjoy it. Honestly, I think Pinterest is probably one of the most used apps that I use. I don't really use Instagram or TikTok that much. I mean, I use them, but I'm not like on there constantly, whereas I feel like Pinterest, I will just scroll mindlessly because it's like satisfying. Like, are you kidding me? Like, what? Stunning. What? Stunning. Literally everything on here, and it's because your Pinterest board starts to like accustom itself to you, and it'll like recommend things that it knows you'll like, and I live for it. I absolutely live for it. It's just beautiful. Wow, Women Who Think Too Much. That's actually hilarious. I should probably read that book. But anyways, that is my bored, I'm gonna go into my notes app now and see the little video idea I had on here to make sure I'm showing you guys everything. I got this, how I got these planners. Oops. I wanted to show you my Pinterest folders. I wanted to show you my notes app. Okay, let's show you my Spotify playlist because that's just another thing that's organized very aesthetically. Some of these are created by me, like for example, These Feel Good, Yes Ma'am, Smooth Sounds, Feels Like Chilling on the Couch, Soca, this Heart One, A Special Time, Old Songs. Those are by me, but then obviously ones like this are from Spotify or from other creators that I've just like followed. But I just love creating little vibes for things. So yeah, another way to organize your life is organizing your music and having music that you can play for specific moments. Like for example, Yes Ma'am is like my bad bitch, I'm on top of the world, you can't talk to me, I'm untouchable mode. Whereas Smooth Sounds is more like you're driving, it's vibey, there's a lot of like Party Next Door and like Janae Aiko. Yeah, okay, I think that's everything for my iPad. I've showed you guys my Spotify list now. See, here I am ticking off my little lists. And now I want to show you guys my actual calendar app, which I'm gonna cut the screen right now because I do want to cover the list that I use for my business so you guys can't see the names of all of the people that I do lashes for. So I'm just gonna take that off. Okay, so I've taken that off, so now my calendar looks really bare because I've taken off all of my like lash extension clients. This is basically how I organize that. And as you can see, these are all the different calendars. So you can set up different calendars. So I have calendars for like daily planner, which would be like if I had appointments or I had to do something or I was meeting with a friend. Then I have my Wink and Arch calendar. And I used to have my work calendar also added on here, but I decided to take it off because it just felt really overwhelming to see how much I had to get done in the day. And it just made me feel like there was just too much there. Just don't need to see that every day. I just don't want to like fill my calendar with work. I'd rather just like do the work and enjoy the work than say that it's work. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain that, but for some reason it just like changes my mindset on it. Okay, now I'm gonna show you guys my phone. I open up my phone, and once I open up my phone, this is what you will see. The top part is the Pinterest board that I was telling you guys about, that is the Magic of Life one. Or no, I'm lying. That's my vision board. Then the bottom left is my Magic of Life, and then the bottom right is my Spotify playlist and like what I was listening to most recently. My dog is trying to make his bed comfortable. Give me a second. Is it not fluffy enough for you, Miko? Oh, burpy boy. Back to what I was saying. That is the front page. It's just like more of like an inspo page that just like feels good to look at. And my screensaver is a picture of these sheets, and I added the text, how does my inner being feel about this? I added that there because I feel like it's a nice question to consistently ask yourself, whether you're having a conflict or you're having something really amazing happen or just something neutral. It's really wonderful to be able to think, how does my inner being feel about this? Because it always brings you back to this place of just like immense gratitude and like groundedness. Is groundedness a word? Well, you know what I mean. So I like having that there. It just reminds me to like look at things in the grand scheme of life and not just look at it from like this 3D world of like being like, I'm focused so much, and just being like, wow, what a cool life I get to live. This is amazing, you know? Okay, then at the bottom of the screen, I have that Good Notes app that I was telling you guys about. It goes straight onto my it just changed to "Oh sweetie, you're not ugly, society is." I guess like the hour's up, so all the images are changing. But anyways, that bottom left icon is the Good Notes app. So the planner that I have on my iPad also goes onto my phone, so I can see everything I need to do also on my phone, not just on my iPad, which I love. Then I have my Notes app, which I have, as I showed you guys before, everything, my camera, and then my text messages. If I swipe on the screen, you'll see that I have in the top right corner this app. It's called I Am, and it basically changes affirmations. I think it's either every hour or every day. So this one says, I adopt the mindset to praise myself. I just like having good feeling things all around myself, and I try and surround myself around that as much as I can, especially with technology and stuff. It's gonna work in the way that you use it, right? Like you have to tweak these things in a way that works for you. So if you know you go on social media, it makes you feel like shit, you should probably change who you're following or probably change the content you're consuming. You are, at the end of the day, somewhat in control of how you feel based off of these things. So I try to like tweak it in a way that makes me feel good. At the bottom there, you'll see that I have a reminder widget, and it just says drink water, don't forget to eat something, and deep breath, as well as like the icons that I just think are cute because they're cute. And then the next page over, everything is just really super organized. I just have like folders of my social media apps, and then I have like my feel good, wholesome, take care of myself apps, like my books and my period app and my astrology apps and stuff like that. Here I have like editing. Here I have just like files and random folders. And here I have like promotions and like promo cards. What are those called? Loyalty cards. And here I have like money and finance. And there I have my work stuff from my 9 to 5. And here's like all of the lights around my house because unfortunately they're all different apps, so I have to use them differently to turn on my apps. And here's like shopping, and then in here's like voice notes. That is everything on my phone. And I hope that I was able to give you guys a little peek onto my iPad and my phone, but that is how I organize my day-to-day life. I really hope that this was helpful for you, and if it was, please let me know. If you have any questions on how I manage my time or how I, do anything specific, definitely let me know. I feel like a lot of it comes down to just making sure that I have a plan, and also acknowledging that if I don't get everything done on my planner that day, that's not something to beat myself up about, but it's just something to like take note of and move it on to the next day. So like say for example, I have on my planner today that I want to get all of my laundry done. If I don't get all of my laundry done today, I'll just put it on for tomorrow. And if I don't get it done tomorrow, it'll just move on to the next day. And I'll just continue doing that. I won't like get mad at myself for not doing planners, because I think I've heard a lot of people talk about planners and their issue being that it puts too much pressure on them and then they like shit on themselves when they don't get everything they wanted to get done. But I think it's better to have a plan, and then if you don't complete it, that's okay. You just do it the next day. So that's kind of how I make it work. I don't know. If you have any tips on how I should organize things better, or if you have any ideas for me, definitely let me know. Let me know if you're also an organization freak and junkie like myself. And I love you.